Assalamu alaikum dear students. So let's continue our topic, that is chapter number 14, semiconductors. As in the previous video lecture I had explained you regarding the semiconductors, types of the semiconductors. That was basically semiconductor are of two types, that is intrinsic semiconductor and extrinsic semiconductor. Then about intrinsic and extrinsic semiconductor I had already explained you in my previous video lecture. After the classification of the semiconductors, I had explained you regarding p-n junction, that what is the p-n junction. So it is the schematic structure of a p-n junction that I had already explained you in my previous video lecture. So in today's video lecture I will explain you regarding p-n junction diode. So as you can see, this is the circuit symbol for a p-n junction diode. Now a p-n junction, when provided with metallic corner connector, as you can see here, this is the metallic connectors on each side, is called junction diode or simply a diode. Now diode is a device with two electrodes or dielectrodes. So this is a circuit symbol of a p-n junction diode. Now the arrow indicates the direction of conventional current. The p side is called the anode and the n side is called the cathode of the diode. So what is cathode and what is anode? P side, that is the positive side, is called anode and the negative side is called cathode of the diode. So when diode is connected across a battery, the carriers can gain additional energy to cross the barrier as per biasing. A diode can be connected across a battery in two different ways, that is forward bias and reverse bias, as you can see in this diagram. Now what is forward bias and what is reverse bias? This thing I had already explained you in my previous video lecture. Now the behavior of a diode in both cases is different. This is because the barrier potential is affected differently in both cases. The barrier potential is reduced in forward biased mode and it is increased in reverse biased mode. So when will be the barrier potential reduces? So it will be reduced in forward bias and it will be increased in reverse bias. So you have to keep this thing in your mind. Now carriers find it easy to cross the junction in forward bias and contribute towards current for two reasons. That is, first, the barrier width is reduced, and second, they are pushed toward the junction and gain extra energy to cross the junction. The current through the diode in forward bias is therefore large. It is of order of a few milliampere, that is 10 raised to of minus 3 ampere for a typical diode. Now when connected in reverse bias, width of a potential barrier is increased and the carrier are pushed away from the junction so that very few thermally generated carriers can cross the junction and contribute toward current. This result is very small current through a reverse biased diode. Now the current in reverse biased diode is of order of a few microampere, that is of 10 raised to of minus 6 ampere. Now this is a symmetrical current flow through a diode. The width of a depletion layer decreases with an increase in the application of a forward voltage. It increases when a reverse voltage is applied. We have discussed the reason for this different earlier. When the polarity of bias voltage is reversed, the width of depletion layer changes. This results in a symmetrical current flow through a diode, as you can see in this graph. See, a diode can thus used as a one-way switch in a circuit. It is forward biased when its anode is connected to be a great higher potential that the cathode, when the anode is at lower potential, that the cathode is reverse bias. A diode can be zero biased if no external voltage is applied across the PN junction diode. So all this is all regarding the diodes. Now, as in the previous video lecture, I had explained you regarding the forward bias and the reverse bias. So let's have a forward biased. So the positive terminal, see, this is the positive terminal and this is also the positive terminal of the diode. So the positive terminal of the external voltage is connected to the P side, that is anode, and the negative terminal of the battery is connected to the N side of the, that is cathode, across the diode. So this is nothing but called as forward biased. So in case of forward bias, the width of the depletion region decreases and PN junction offer a low resistance path. See, if the resistance will be low, so what will have be, the more current will be more, the flow of current will be more. So as the width of the depletion layer region is decreases and PN junction offer a low resistance path, allowing a high current to flow across the junction. See, this is the depletion, very small depletion region layer. So what will be happen? What will be here? High current can be flow across the junction. So this is, see this diagram, it shows the IV characteristics. Now I stand for current, V stand for voltage. So IV, that is current voltage characteristics of a forward bias diode. See, initially the current is very low and then there is a sudden rise in the current. See, this is on x-axis we are having voltage and on y-axis we are having current. So initially current is very low, at some point it suddenly increases, that is a sudden rise in the current. The point at which current rises sharply, see this point here, current is rises sharply. So this point is called as knee point, KNEE, knee point on the IV characteristic curve. The corresponding voltage is called knee voltage. See, this voltage will be, that is here you can see 0.7. It will be called as knee voltage. So it is about 0.7 for silicon and 0.3 for germanium. So you have to keep remember the value of knee voltage. So 0.7 for the silicon and 0.3 for the germanium. A diode effectively becomes a short circuit above the knee point and can conduct a very large current. Resistors are therefore used in series with the diode to limit its current flow. If the current through a diode exceeds the specified value, it can heat up the diode due to the Joule heating and result in physical damage. So next to forward bias we are having reverse biased. Now the positive terminal of the external voltage, see this is the positive terminal of the external voltage. So when the positive terminal of the external voltage will be connected to the negative terminal of the diode, see here is a printing mistake in your textbook. So here it should be positive and it should be negative. I had already explained you in my previous video lecture, that is what is a forward bias and what is a reverse bias. What is forward bias? When positive terminal of the battery external source will be connected to the p side of the semiconductor and negative will be connected to the n side, that is negative side, so it will be called as forward bias. But when opposite is there, that's mean positive side of the semiconductor is connected to the negative terminal of the battery and the n side of the semiconductor will be connected to the positive terminal of the battery, so it will be, this connection will be called as reverse bias. So here is the printing mistake in your textbook, you can make a correction over there. And as you can see here, this is the, you can see this mistake here. Okay, so it should be positive and it should be negative. So the positive terminal of the external voltage is connected to the cathode, that is n side, and negative terminal to the p side cross the diode. In case of a reverse bias, the width of depletion region increases and the p-n junction behaves like a high resistance. Practically no current flow through the diode with an increase in the reverse bias voltage. However, very small leakage current does flow through the junction, which is of a order of a few microampere. So when the reverse bias voltage applied to a diode is increased to sufficiently large value, it causes the p-n junction to overheat. The overheating of the junction results in sudden rise in the current through the junction. This is because covalent bond breaks and a large number of carriers are available for conduction. So the diode thus no longer behaves like a diode. This effect is called the avalanche breakdown. The reverse bias characteristic of diode is shown here. As you can see in this graph, see, initially there is no increase in current. You can see the value of voltage here, and when there is overheating, because of this current will increase. So this is the reverse bias region and this is the reverse breakdown region. Now after the forward bias and reverse bias, we are having static and dynamic resistance of a diode. So one of the most important property of a diode is its resistance in the forward bias mode and in the reverse bias mode. So here it shows the IV characteristics of an ideal diode. The IV characteristics of a forward bias diode is used to define two of its resistance, that is the statics DC resistance and the dynamic, that is AC resistance. Okay, so what we are having is static, that is DC resistance. So what is dynamic static resistance, that is DC resistance? When a PN junction is diode is connected, when a PN junction diode is forward bias, it offers a definite resistance in the circuit. This resistance is called the static or DC resistance, that is RG of a diode. The DC resistance of a diode is the ratio of the DC voltage across the diode to the DC current flowing through it at a particular voltage. So as this is a static resistance, so according to Ohm's law, resistance is nothing but V upon I. So how we can derive the formula, that is RG will be nothing but V upon I, where V will be what? DC voltage across the diode and I will be DC current flowing through it at a particular voltage. So this is static, that is DC resistance. Next to that we are having dynamic resistance, that is AC. So the dynamic AC resistance of a diode is RG, small rg, at a particular applied voltage is defined as Rg is equal to delta of V upon delta of I. So the dynamic resistance of a diode depends on the operating voltage. It is the reciprocal of the slope of the characteristics at that point. So here you can see this graph shows how the DC and the AC resistance of a diode are found out. So finally here we can say that dynamic resistance, see, this is the, as on the y-axis we are having current and on the x-axis we are having voltage. So see, we are going to plot a slope. So this is the del of V and this is the del of I. So finally dynamic resistance is nothing but del of V upon del of I. So this is all regarding the PN junction diode, that is how PN junction diode works in a forward bias, how PN junction diode does work in a reverse bias, and what is the static resistance, dynamic resistance. So this is all regarding the PN junction diode. So let's stop here.